Hello and welcome to another one of our Photoshop tutorials. Today we're going to be going over how to create this stunning image smoke effect. Let's get started. The first thing we'll do is create a new document 2000 by 1335 pixels. Next, we'll add a gradient adjustment layer. So I'll select my adjustment layer at the bottom of the layers panel, select gradient, gradient color, black to white, double click on your black to bring up your color picker. Click once in the gray area. Where you see B, type in 50%, press OK. OK. Your style will be radial. Your angle will be 45 degrees. Your scale will be 180%. And click reverse. Select OK. Next, we'll open up our subject layer. We have provided a link in the description for download, but feel free to use your own image. Next, we'll add an adjustment layer, black-white. Select the clip option at the very bottom of the properties. X out. We'll add another adjustment layer, gradient map. Select the clip option at the very bottom and select reverse. X out. Duplicate your subject layer, Ctrl J. Move your copy to the very top and name it Liquify. We'll use this later, so we can just hide it for now. Go back to your subject layer. Next, we'll place a mask over our image. To do this, while holding the Alt key on your keyboard, press the mask option at the very bottom of the layers panel. Double click on the mask to bring up its properties. Lower the density to about 80%. X out. Next, we'll open up our brushes panel, window, brush, and we're going to be working with these smoke brushes. There'll be a link provided in the description for download. I'll select 2197. Scale your brush down to about 1800 pixels. I'm going to rotate the image, so I'll press R on my keyboard to bring up my rotate tool, and I'm going to rotate to the left. B to bring up your brush, and this looks good right about here. I'll click once, R on my keyboard to rotate the opposite direction, and you can work to add these smoke brushes wherever you feel works best for you. But I'll add mine right around here. Click once. Locate your rotate tool on your toolbar. Double click it to bring it back to the center. Double click your layer mask and increase the density to 100%. X out. And now we'll select one of our regular brushes. Maybe 100 pixels. I'll zoom in. Make sure that I'm on my mask in my subject layer, and I'm just going to reveal this portion of his face. No two images will be alike. Working with the brush tools will create unique image designs. I'll zoom back out, Control 0, and this is what we'll be working with initially. I'll select my Liquify layer at the very top and make it visible. I'll select my black and white adjustment layer and my gradient map layer by pressing Control to select both. While holding the Alt key, I'll bring both layers above to copy above the Liquify layer. Next, we're going to add another adjustment layer. So I'll select adjustment layers and levels. We're going to bring in our middle option and move it over to the right. X out of there. Next, I'll select my Liquify layer, filter, Liquify. Select your freeze mask tool. We want to freeze mask this portion of his face because we don't want to make any adjustments to this portion of his face. So I'll click and drag over the portion of his face that I do not want any adjustments to take place. Next, I'll select my forward warp tool, increase my brush size, and bring these out. Lower my brush size, bring this in a bit, increase again, and select OK. Next, I'll go into Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. I have my radius set to about 34.6. I'll select OK. I'll press Alt and click on the mask tool. Select my brush options. Before we select our brush option, I'm gonna double click on my layer mask and lower the density to about 80%. X out. Bring up my brushes. Select a brush of your preference. We're going to be adding the remaining smoke effect. We'll see which brush works good. I'll rotate my canvas. I'll lower my brush size. I'm working with brush 2442 right now. We'll see if that works out well. But this is going to be trial and error. No two images will be alike. I think that looks good. We'll click once to see what we get. I think that's pretty good. I'll select a different brush, lower my brush size, and click once. I'll select another brush, rotate my image the opposite direction, lower my brush size, and click once. Select my rotate tool, double click it. Next, I'll double click on the mask and raise the density back up to 100%. X out. And now we have the option to adjust our smoke. So I'm going to go into my dodge and burn tool. I'll use the burn option. And I'll just make certain parts of the smoke a little bit darker. I have my exposure at 98% and my range is on shadows. And I'll just click on the areas I would like to make darker. And there you go. You've created this stunning smoke image manipulation effect. If you can, subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, mash that like button. We would love to see what you come up with using this technique. So leave us a comment below. Until next time.